I just got 2 figures from Spider-Man No Way Home, as well as... So I couldn't care less about Moreland. I don't care about the bath. I want Shriek and J. Jonah at a decent price. I think the black and gold suit's a piece of shit. That mold is just absolutely terrible. So the 3 remaining figures are the ones I really wanted, as they look really good and are almost completely new sculpts. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been searching every single Walmart, just hoping that they haven't been stocked, and none of them did. It was seriously like trying to look for the One Piece, you know? I'll never find it. There was even this one time where I went to an employee, I asked her, could she please check in the back? And then she says,
I'm not gonna look in the back for you. What we have out is what we have.
What the fuck, Walmart? Why you gotta do me like that? I was so pissed off, I just went home and cried. I was lost. Am I not supposed to have what I want? What I need? What am I supposed to do? But then 2 of my badass friends online came in clutch and actually found me the 3 I wanted. They both just messaged me like,
we have right for you, Little Uzi, a Rob Zombie poster.
So yeah, I just have them now, and they're pretty good. Actually a lot better than I expected. I've got some things to say, so let's go ahead and take a look at them. But first, if you can follow me on Instagram, you know, at SpiderCriminal, I post there pretty often, you know, just plugging that in there. So first off is the main figure of the wave, the Spider-Man figure based on his new suit that he'll apparently wear in No Way Home. He hasn't worn it yet in the trailers, but you know, this is it apparently, so let's just roll with it. Now, I'll be completely honest, I thought this figure was gonna royally suck based off the product images. But as you can see, this figure looks pretty alright. In fact, he's actually kind of good. Aw damn, Hasbro, you actually putting in work? Okay, I see you, Dwight, I see you. I think what really sells me on this figure is just the nice matte finish they gave the red parts. Now, granted, it's not on the bottom of the waist or the arms, but that's just Hasbro shenanigans, you know? Oh, good old Hasbro, cheaping out on us again.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man.
One addition I really like is the texturing throughout the entire suit. They didn't do this with the Far From Home piece of shit figure, but they did it here, which I'm very appreciative of. It's just something about textured figures that make them so addicting to hold and mess around with. I can't explain it, but it's always a bonus. Also the gold. It looks really good. Hasbro actually chose a really nice metallic gold. I was completely expecting this to look like the McDonald's logo, you know, that bright yellow they use on the M arches. Because, you know, this is good old Hasbro.
Shut up, bitch. Buy more reused Marvel Legends for full price. You degenerate weeb.
So the gold looks really nice, and they actually added the blue paint on the gauntlets, which they didn't do on the Infinity War Iron Spider. Call me shocked, they actually did a decent job. Here's the backside. As you can see, the logo's like outlined. Kinda cool detail, I guess. The gold paint is done really crisp and clean, which I really like. As you can see, the back of the butterfly joints look kinda smushy, but you know, you just gotta expect that. This thing was like 20 bucks. You can't expect like import quality with these things. You gotta remember, this is Hasbro.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh. So yeah, only 2 pairs of hands. They really let us down with the accessories on this one. They'll probably release this figure in a 2-pack with more accessories anyway. The head's on a double ball, so he can move up, down, left, right, all around. And by the way, little side note, this joint is way better than the hinge. I'm so tired of people saying that, man. Look, you can't even look up and left at the same time. With the new figures, you can do that. So anyone complaining about the double joint on the new figures, just accept the change for the better. But I'm gonna contradict myself a little bit here. For this figure, for some reason, they like separated the neck. So now every time you try to take the head off, it almost splits. Not sure why they did that. They don't do it with the other figures with this joint, but Hasbro. So he's got these like armpit joints, and they're kind of limited. They don't really move too much. They're not quite useless, but they're not quite useful either. So anyway, the rest of the articulation's pretty much what you expect. You got your swivels, your bends, your swivels and bends, your somewhat decent crunches, your swivels again. Actually a really good split. This is probably the best split they've given any of their Tom Holland action figures, so good job, Hasbro. And then your forwards, your bends, your swivels, ankle pivot, you know, you guys already know it.
Oh yeah, this figure fucks.
And if you have the new Tom Holland head, that fits on there, no problem. So him being the Tom Holland version of Spider-Man, he stands a little shorter than most figures. Here he is next to Doc Ock, Green Goblin, the Mafex Far From Home Spider-Man, and a Toy Biz Spider-Man, as well as an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and the Mafex. So in conclusion, I'm pleasantly surprised with this figure. It actually turned out to be pretty decent. The texturing was a nice touch and everything. The matte finish and metallic gold combined, it helps make the figure feel much more high quality. So if you see this guy in store, I'd recommend picking him up. The master of the mystic arts has been given almost a brand new sculpt, and yeah, they did a damn good job with this head. It looks just like him, especially from the left side. They kinda did my man's a little dirty with the hairline though, like that's pretty far back. I don't think it's that far back. It's not quite Vegeta level, but you know, it's... yeah. Getting a closer look at the torso, you can see that they resculpted the whole thing to look more like the movie. You can tell they gave some attention to this figure with the added paint on the Eye of Agamotto. Although they didn't really paint the symbol on his chest, it's supposed to be like a slightly lighter blue. You can see the new belt piece, it looks really good. They've added the silver details and crap. Even the sling ring, which is cool. It's not an accessory, but you know. They even redid the arms and the skirt piece. The cape is straight from the Infinity War figure, as well as the legs. You know, you gotta remember. Little side note on the skirt, I modded mine as you can see. I used a modeling knife and just cut upwards on the skirt. Basically what this does is give more range of movement for the legs. Before the skirt was so stiff, it wouldn't move at all, but now he's like a completely different figure. He just overall feels so high quality, you want to just hold him tight, you know? Making me act up in the club. Heads on the double ball, which I like so much. As for the arms, he has Marvel Legend arm articulation. His waist is on a ball joint, so it rotates. It doesn't really crunch forward and back that much, but you know, enough. The legs are your standard Marvel Legends articulation, but he actually has a rotation on the calf, which every Marvel Legends should have. What the hell, Dwight? I'll be damned, he comes to cool shit. He got hands to hold something, he got magic hands, and he's got super duper magic hands. On a real note, these look pretty fucking sick. The detail's crisp and they're translucent too. Honestly, with these accessories, I might just skip on the Mafex. So here he is next to Spider-Man, and here he is next to some Avengers. I'd compare him with more figures, but I think you guys get the idea. And that's basically, I love this figure. There's really no real complaint I have about this guy, except maybe articulation, but like even now, he moves pretty well. In fact, I like this figure so much, I'm just gonna skip the Mafex and Isage figure arts. I feel like you get a lot with your money for this figure. So yeah, definitely get this fucking asshole. He blamed the multiverse on Peter, but he should've just listened to Daddy Wong. 10 out of 10. Milonis Morales. But no, Miles Morales here is based on his look from the video game, which, by the way, those games are fucking fantastic. They're everything the MCU Spider-Man should have been in more. But that's neither here or there, you know, let's keep this between us. Where was I? Oh yeah, needless to say, I keep a check. So like the Far From Home Spider-Man, Miles here has an all-new body. Every detail here is sculpted and it just looks fucking amazing. Especially since the texture work here is actually very fine. It just gives the figure a more authentic, pristine look. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. It's just cool, okay? And I forgot to mention this and the Peter are pinless, so that makes the quality even better. Every detail from the PS4 suit is on this figure and it's all sculpted, which is just mwah.
That's right. We deliver on quality whenever we feel like it. Praise us more, you simp.
You know what? Yeah, I'll give you this one, Dwight. Every detail here is here. I don't even think you put this much effort in your movie figures sometimes. Loving this red paint. I think you may have just made one of the best Miles Morales figures on the market. And look at you, putting detail on the back. It looks so good, man. Although you kind of didn't continue the symbol all the way in the articulation. There's some red missing too. I don't know if you've seen that.
Shut the fuck up. These are $20 toys and collectors like you get mad because we missed a little paint? Be grateful we even give you new figures like this. Buy our 4-inch retro cards. Buy our Bucky Cap molds. No matter what product we can shit out, we can count on you simps on buying it all. So don't talk to me about some missing paint.
Okay, I'm sorry. But just for the record, I don't buy any of that crap, okay? I just buy the good stuff. Articulation is exactly the same as the Peter, so I'm not really gonna go too in-depth with it. But the armpit joints on this guy actually work a lot better than Peter's, you know, just another reason why Miles is better. I even tested them myself.
Sure you did. And I'm SpiderMan.
You're no Spider-Man! He's a Leo! You're a Sagittarius! You respect him again! I'm gonna rip your left head off!
They didn't give Miles much, but they did give him what's necessary. The necessities of a Spider-Man / Miles figure. Obviously, he comes with whipping hands and wall-crawling hands. Why aren't these standard with Spider-Man? Like, one of Spider-Man's abilities is to literally crawl on walls, and they refuse to give him these hands for some reason. Well, at least they gave it to us here. And finally, he has electric hands. So these are based off his Venom strike, and honestly, they look pretty good. Yeah, I expected them to cast this in a yellow plastic, but honestly, it works. You can have him tase people like Spider-Man. Kill him, Miles! Kill the inaccurate figure. One note of caution is they did the stupid seam on the neck thing, so be careful when taking off his head. But why would you want to take off his head? Well, my friends, he comes with an unmasked Miles Morales head. Okay, hear me out. I think this head looks good, but it looks nothing like him. Where's the fade?
Where's the fade?
So I could compare this Miles to pretty much any figure in my collection, but here he is next to who matters most, the Gamerverse Spider-Man. This figure is so outdated he was never indated, but it's okay, he's a Spider Cop in my collection. Even though he does look pretty bad, he looks gassed next to this new Miles. And Miles himself is pretty gassed, man. I gotta say, this is probably my favorite figure here. New sculpt, decent-ish paint, definitely my favorite Miles figure. And probably one of my favorite Spider-Man figures. I think he's that good. Just overall, a fantastic figure.
The way he leaps off of rooftops and flips backwards to face the camera before falling into a headfirst dive is just full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
So at the beginning of this video, I told you guys that there were two people who helped me get these figures. The first of which was my friend D, who actually found the Strange for no reason, and then went back and got it for me. Truly the work of the D-Man. And then we got my best friend Diego, who just straight up found these in a Macy's of all places, and was like, hey, you need a figure? And I was like, yeah, give me the Spider-Man. And then while he was at it, he just gave me his Miles. If you guys are watching this, thank you so much. I would have never got these without you guys. I love you. You know that. Go ahead and show them some love, because without them, this video would have never existed. So in conclusion, these figures are pretty rad. The fact that all of them are completely new sculpts is just the icing on the cake. These figures are so good, I'm not missing the rest of the wave. But I still want that J. Jonah Jameson. So if you were thinking of getting anyone from this wave, definitely get these three. They were probably the ones you wanted in the first place, so yeah. The Gamerverse Miles is absolutely amazing, and the No Way Home figures are so hype. Let's hope the hype of No Way Home lives up to it. And at the time of me recording this, they have not released a second trailer yet, so hopefully that'll be soon. These figures definitely have the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.